So I would love to talk more about this, this federal opportunity for funding. So what we know is that schools and communities, educators, students, families are undergoing more stress and trauma, unfortunately, than many have ever experienced in their lives because of the pandemic. And tons of schools and educators and practitioners have been reaching out to us during this time because they want to know what they can do. As I've mentioned before, we were able to give away those 2 trainings free of charge. We're able to create this subscription model that's giving more content and access to educators and practitioners at a really reduced rate. But schools and school districts are still wanting more. And what they have been asking for is training, coaching, consultation, tools, resources, support with mental health efforts, knowing that educators are stressed and experiencing trauma symptoms and reactions, and certainly so are their students and their families. So what's typically the biggest barrier to being able to access services is the ability to access funding. So we absolutely work with school districts and practitioners to try to secure grant funding to try to help offset the cost of some of the training and the coaching and tools and resources that we can offer. So now what we know is there's a federal opportunity, very similar opportunity to some stimulus money that was given out last year at the beginning of the pandemic through the CARES Act. And this is an extension of the CARES Act. That fund is called Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief. Okay, so it's for elementary and secondary schools, and it's to provide emergency relief to LEAs. LEAs are local education agencies. Otherwise, it's what we know as public schools and public school districts. And this funding is coming through the state education department, and then will be given to each state education agency. So it's very state specific. It's typically given out to LEAs or schools that were receiving title money. So this money is going to be coming down to states here probably in the next couple of weeks. Right now we're about at the end of January. It's set to be distributed to states, and then they will make their distribution allocations depending upon the demographics of all of the LEAs in their state in terms of being able to allocate and distribute those funds. What we know about the ESSER funds is that they can be used for a variety of things. So I think there's 11 categories that the ESSER funds can be used for. But what we wanted to do is just take a minute to, first of all, tell you that these funds are available. And then secondly, encourage you to keep trauma and mental health top of mind. So the 2 things that we know ESSER funds are really available for as well are training and supporting mental health services in schools. So what typically will happen is that either a superintendent or an assistant superintendent or whoever in your school district is really responsible for making sure that they know what is going to be happening with your title funding will be able to apply for the funding from the state. And each LEA would, in a sense, put together an application that included a budget that said, this is what we would like to apply for in terms of, providing support across our district and throughout our school buildings. So what Starr wanted to let you know is that it would be a great opportunity for you to say, hey, let's either get started in making our school, either our school building or our school district trauma informed. through training and coaching and consultation, or the securing of online courses and certification, or let's get some access to training and services so we can support mental health in our schools. And for those of you who maybe already have started along this journey with us to become more trauma-informed and resilience-focused, it would help support your ability to really spread this wider throughout your district to get additional support and services. So Starr is working with partners in Washington, D.C. to really understand ESSER funds, and the application process can be a little bit confusing, we know, but we really just want you to know that we're here to help you begin to think about how you might be able to allocate some of those resources to trauma training, to resilience-focused services. We are here to be able to help you with the application process, creating a budget, and budgets can be anywhere from $7,000 to, a bigger number. The cool thing about the funds is that you can use the funds from now until, I believe, September 30th of 2023. So it's not just sort of a one and done professional development, or, hey, this is the flavor of the week, but you could really put a thoughtful, mindful plan together to really begin to create a trauma-informed culture and climate in your school and in your district. So we will be probably sending out an email with some more information about ESSER funds. You can always feel free to contact us. You can contact me directly and ask questions about how you might find out about your ESSER funds and what's available, how to apply for them. My understanding is that applications will be coming out very, very soon. They will probably be due February, end of March, and then funds are distributed in the month of May. So again, just wanted you to know that those are available and they're out there, and they can be used for training related to trauma-informed resilience-focused care and the support of your mental health services.